I'm sorry that it's been a while since I've done long form. I've decided for my main channel YouTube schedule, I'm gonna try to get 5 YouTube shorts in a day, and then like 1 to 3 long forms a week, just so that I'm not burnt out. We got a video I just recently saw, and as you can tell by the title of this video and the video we're reacting to, this is about to be crazy. Age is just a number in fiction.
Age is just a number in fiction. Now, before y'all start stringing me up and parading me around Twitter, just know, I haven't hit 100k yet, so I definitely haven't started my Minecraft YouTuber arc. But here's a picture of me with the man of the hour. But age in real life and age in fiction exist on two completely different playing fields. But before the Blue Archive players get too comfortable and start interpreting this as a defense of their weird activities, relax. I'll be talking about y'all plenty later. What I keep seeing online though is people on both sides of this argument doing the exact same thing for different reasons. One side uses a fictional character's age to later. What I keep seeing online though is people on both sides of this argument
I think that is my girl Asuka.
doing the exact same thing for different reasons. One side uses a fictional character's age to loudly virtue signal their morality. The other side uses it as a technicality to justify their depravity. And seeing that once in a while is one thing, but when it becomes a constant, daily occurrence, yeah. Now I'm starting to feel like Voss, cause
one time is funny, 2 times is fucking annoying, no?
I know this video is probably going to look insane to the average outside observer, but stick with me, because I promise the point I'm making here isn't as crazy as it sounds.
Are you sure?
And to be clear, this isn't about pretending age doesn't matter at all. It's about how selectively it matters, and who it suddenly matters for. Because when you actually look at how fictional ages are applied, defended, ignored, or even weaponized, there's no consistent moral framework at play. Just feelings and favoritism. And if this conversation already feels confusing as hell, that's not an accident. It's literally how we talk about age in the first place.
I'm scared.
So before we even get into fandoms or examples, we need to establish a baseline. Age in real life exists to define power, responsibility, consent, and harm. Age in fiction, on the other hand, is often a narrative device used to frame innocence, maturity, desirability, and/or danger. And when people pretend these two things are always treated the same,
One thing that I will understand is if he says, like, if a 16-year-old is sexualized in anime, it makes sense because the age of consent in Japan is 16. I remember looking it up at one point because, like, oh, wait, no, that sounds crazy. Hang on. I remember looking it up because someone was complaining over, like, I think it was, like, an anime. I think it was an anime's fan service scene, and it's like to give anime credit where credit is due. Anime, like, Japan's age of consent is 16, so it's like, oh, if this 16-year-old is being having tons of fan service, it makes sense for them over in Japan because it's like they're still technically an adult over there, while obviously for us in like America, it's like disgusting.
that's when the entire conversation collapses into feelings and selective outrage. See, the whole reason I'm making this video to begin with is because of these two characters, Raven from Teen Titans and Marin Kitagawa from Dress Up Darling.
I'm trying to figure out what point he's trying to make here, cause they're both teens. So I'm a little concerned.
Both teenage characters around the 15 to 16 age range, but hailing from different regions of the world. Both are heavily sexualized by the internet, yet one is seemingly overlooked whilst the other is religiously defended. Which brings me to my first point. Age for characters doesn't matter. It's about how the character is coded. Originally, I had planned to talk about how all these issues kinda stems from anime culture, since, if we're being honest, those two nukes must have knocked a couple screws loose. Cause these Japanese mofos are freaky as hell. Like,
What?
if you're the homeland of tentacle animations, brother, that is not a good look. But they do be cooking on some of them though. I'm getting off track.
What was that? Does anyone have the sauce for that, or am I just gonna click play? Okay, I'm just gonna click play.
Anime is the main culprit when it comes to this whole age debacle, because these guys are the ones that are making these high schoolers built like Kardashians and
I'm not gonna lie. Again, I try to defend anime saying like, oh, the age of consent over there is 16, but it's like, I can't really blame like a 30-year-old when they say Marin Kitagawa was fine, cause like, I haven't even watched Dress Up Darling yet, but like, Marin is just... Oh, my phone's about to die. Oh boy.
grade schoolers, 1,000 years old. And if you ever wondered why most animes take place in high school, it's because Japanese life after high school sucked ass.
Oh yeah, fun fact to side with the point he's making. The reason why most like Japanese video games like Persona, for example, or anime, the reason why the characters are usually in high school or high school age is actually because most manga creators want the audience to be able to relate to the characters on an age level. So they usually like to make their protagonists in that like 10 to 20-year-old age range. Why characters like Ash stay 10, or like how Yuji Denji, or Subaru, despite being suffering top 3, are still like under the age of like 21.
But take these 3 girls for example.
Oh god. The fact that I don't know Riaz's age officially, but I do know Marin and Yoko's. Yoko is like 13. Marin is 15. I think Riaz might be 18. Let's see if I'm right.
All built absolutely insane. Yet, they're all teenagers. Now,
She's 16? She is... I thought in the entire story she was 18. My fault.
these 3 girls, they all look
Oh, I know this. I don't know the other 2, but I do know Kana from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. She is over, I think, 1,000.
like your hard drive is an all-you-can-eat buffet for the feds. Yet, they're all technically adults, which
Oh, 3. I was away. Oh, wait.
makes no fucking sense. But that's why the whole age argument kind of falls apart. Back in the day, i.e. 2020, I used to run a Discord server that would make content centered around the exchanging of nuclear launch codes. And we were having this exact back in the day, i.e. 2020. I used to run a Discord server that would make content centered around the exchanging of nuclear
Wait. What does that mean?
launch codes, and we were having this exact same issue 5 years back. So we ended up implementing this exact chart, which clearly says that a character's age doesn't really matter, and that it's mainly about their proportions. Which brings us back to the real issue. Age isn't doing the work here. It's the coding. Their body type, personality, tone, and maturity all shape how the audience perceives and responds to them. Raven is the perfect example of this. Now, before I go any further, let me knock out 2 common arguments. You could say Raven gets a pass, because when most of us first saw Teen Titans, she was older than we were. But that logic doesn't really work when most of us are now older than her. You could also...
I watched her when I was a kid. I am 15 now, so I can still say it. Raven is bad as hell, I'm not gonna lie.
Argue that adult versions of Raven exist. So, it's fine. But, let's be real. Almost all the art, cosplays, and nostalgia come from the original Teen Titans design, because that's the one everybody actually watched. So, neither excuse really holds up. But Raven in Teen Titans is adult coded, and it has nothing to do with her wiki page. Her body type and posture are all mature, and her behavior is deliberate rather than impulsive. Pair that with her dry, brooding personality and emotional restraint, and she reads as someone with experience and self-awareness, not a kid figuring things out. Narratively and visually, she's serious, competent, and reserved. Dark clothing, minimal expressions, and no childish energy. Everything about her tells the audience to treat her like an adult, regardless of the number attached to her age. And I guarantee you, nobody attracted to Raven is thinking, hell yeah, I love 16-year-old girls. Okay. They're thinking, damn, goth baddie from my childhood. That reaction isn't accidental. It's the result of how she's coded. Now, if we're mentioning Teen Titans Go, Raven, that might be a different story. Even characters like Frieren and Tatsumaki, who mind you, have petite builds, are...
Okay, for this, I have to say something. If you say that you're into Frieren, you're not a lolly. Like, you're not a lolly enjoyer. I don't understand people that can look at Frieren and say that she looks like a kid. When I look at Frieren, She looks like she's at least in her 30s, even though obviously she's over 1,000. Like, when I look at Frieren, at least, I think that she looks like a 30-year-old woman. I don't think, like, there's a difference between petite woman and a woman that literally just has a child build. Okay, there's a difference.
They're clearly adult coded. They sound like adults, talk like adults, and act like adults. Yeah, Frieren is over 1,000 years old. But that argument isn't doing the heavy lifting here, because she doesn't behave like a little girl. That's why she's given grace, compared to other characters. And let's be real for a second. Petite women exist in real life.
Exactly.
The average woman worldwide is around 5'3", and I hate to say it, but most women globally aren't obese. That's an American thing. And that right there proves the point. Once you understand how coding works, behavior, tone, maturity, and presentation, it becomes obvious that a character's stated age often matters way less than how they're framed.
Wait, why am I agreeing with him? Wait. This video was supposed to be me trying to hate on him for making this video. Why am I agreeing with him right now? Wait,
Which
no.
makes this the perfect time to talk about the double standards that completely poison the entire conversation. There are a few of these double standards that pop up every single time characters' ages are discussed, but I want to focus on the three biggest ones in order of importance. The first one being gender. It's not exactly a
Okay, yeah, this is true for anything. This is true for absolutely anything. Like, I remember, like, there was a whole debate in, like, some comments because people weren't caring as much for Denji, you know. People were saying Denji wasn't a victim because he enjoyed getting groomed by Makima when he was still, of course, being groomed.
shock that anime is the male-dominated space. The average woman isn't watching One Piece. She's watching the female equivalent, Grey's Anatomy. So a lot of these debates only really flare up when women criticize men. But when the roles are reversed, suddenly, it's crickets. We've seen countless women simp hard for JoJo characters, who are canonically teenagers. Same
True. Megami is like 50.
thing with JJK. Almost every shonen male lead is pretty much under 18. Yet,
True, women do really fantasize about, like, a lot of underage shonen characters.
nobody bats an eye because they look and act like grown men. The logic is still stupid when you flip the genders out. I'm not here trying to defend it, but it's absolutely a double standard worth pointing out. The second double standard is how age is selectively used in arguments. Canon age magically matters only when someone needs it to win a debate or signal moral superiority. If you're defending the looting of Raven and someone brings up her age, suddenly maturity doesn't matter. Well, she's technically 16. But in the same breath, those same people will condemn someone for liking Kana, who is canonically thousands of years old. And now, age doesn't matter because it's all about how she looks like a kid. And to be very clear, I am not defending the second one. I'm pointing out the inconsistency. Age either matters or it doesn't. You don't get to swap the rules mid-argument depending on which character you like. But the double standard I genuinely have the most distaste for is the third one. It's just a drawing. This phrase,
Okay, at least he hates this. Whenever, like, I remember on Instagram, like, people were debating about, like, no, it was me and then a few other comments were debating on, like, a character, I forgot what. No, it was YouTube Shorts. It was just YouTube. And I remember this one guy said about, I think it was some character, I forget the name of. When I said, dude, she's 15, he said, no, it was Beatrice from ReZero, actually. I remember this actually clearly. I made a comment saying, like, Beatrice is really cute from ReZero. And as I scrolled through the replies, someone said something weird about her. So then I remember me and a few other comments were like, dude, she looks like a kid. And they had the audacity to say, and I quote, "It is just a drawing." Whenever I hear someone try to defend themselves for liking a literal kid or an anime character that looks like a literal kid by saying it's just a drawing, just say you're into little kids. Like I cannot.
is the biggest catch-22 in the entire age debate. On one hand, it's used to defend attraction to adult-coded minors or petite adult women, because at the end of the day, they are fictional. But the same line gets spammed by Blue Archive players to justify gooning two blatantly child-coded characters. I had to argue with these brainlets on Twitter a few months back, and it's actually insane. They'll call you a tourist or a hood weeb because apparently finding little girls attractive is just a part of the anime culture. Like, what the fuck? That's the problem though. The argument isn't applied consistently. It's applied conveniently. When people talk about age in fiction, they act like the creator and the audience are interlinked. When, newsflash, they aren't. Creators use coding as a shortcut. It's how they signal how a character should be read, felt, or taken seriously. But audiences don't engage with that honestly. They cherry pick whatever parts of the character helps their argument, ignore the rest, and then act shocked when someone calls out their inconsistency. And the reason this debate never dies isn't because it's actually that complex. It's because being mad about it is useful. Nobody wants clarity. They want a screenshot, a ratio, or the moral high ground. And the irony is, literally, while I was writing this, I saw a TikTok of some guy saying he was gonna drop Gurren Lagann because of Yoko's design. Talking about how she's a 14-year-old in a bra and booty shorts. Now, hear me out. If you changed absolutely nothing about her, same design, same behavior, same framing, just changed the number from 14 to 18, what actually changed? Nothing. Just the moral permission slip. Finally, I can go to her.
Okay, I guess I can hear this guy out. I guess I can hear him out. Like yeah, you would drop yeah, you would drop the show because Yoko's 14 in that type of outfit, but like if she was 18, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter that she's literally just in dang near nothing. But how are you gonna drop Peak, bro? Gurren Lagann are one of the only few anime in the entire world that nobody hates, cause it's that good. Like, come on.
That's the problem though. It's not about harm. It's about feeling morally superior. But like I said at the start, age in fiction is just a number. What actually matters is how a character is coded. And if you walked away picking up what I'm putting down, congratulations, you get it. The rest of the internet though, well, let's just say, ain't shit about to change. This is definitely one of the first videos of the New Year's of all time. So, if you enjoy this type of stuff, consider giving me...
I can't believe I actually agreed with him in the end. Like, I have to give him credit. He's not really wrong. A lot of the times, age in anime do be just a number. Like, Kana, like, since we love using Kana as an example, Kana is over 1,000, yet she acts like a 8-year-old. She even goes to elementary school, so it's like, I guess he's not wrong, but it's like, Cella's 6? Oh, you right, he is 6, dang. I hate to say it, but like, I can somewhat agree with him. A lot of the times in anime, age is usually just a number. Am I saying that I agree with like the weird players, the weird fan bases that try to say like age is just a number as a way to say that they're into little kids? No. What I'm saying though is that like, yes, the age of an anime character does matter. Like, there should be no reason why we're sexualizing like a girl that might be 1,000 years old but looks 10. Like, there's no reason why we should be doing that, but it's like, in anime though, yes, age of course does matter, but it's like, for the character's character and personality, age does not matter. So I can somewhat pick up what you're putting down, but still, the title is ridiculous. The title's ridiculous, my guy. The title is just, wow. Anyway, I'm probably gonna react to this video because 7 Deadly Sins. Okay, I'll talk about it in this video, the one I'm gonna react to. But anyway, that's all for today's video. For this video, please like and subscribe. Also, I might be going full PokeTuber route for my commentary channel, mostly because I just love Pokemon and I feel like that's what I want to talk about the most. So if you see me posting a lot more Pokemon content on that channel, that's probably going to be why. Anyway, see you guys next time. See you.